Good evening, right? Good evening. Yes, it is. It is evening. It's Friday evening. I've been enjoying these little Friday evening conversations, but this will actually be the first one where I actually went live on the KC Show page. Um, I see, God, for the 62,000th time, I see that Nancy Pelosi is live. God bless. No wonder she can't get anything done. She can't get out from in front of the cameras. My goodness, how many times can you talk about one subject? And yeah, so I just wanted to talk about this. I ran to a few people, very nice people. Um, I went to the grocery store, had to get a few things, had to get some toilet paper. Yeah, actually did have to get some, and Bilo has some. Guys, don't hoard. There's no need in that. In 2 weeks, this whole deal is going to be over with. It's going to be. I mean, it's going to be still happening, but it's going to be over with, guys. We're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes. But the coronavirus is not an epidemic, even though the media is making it out to be. Trump made a national disaster, but the reason for that is that he's wanting to take that money and set up check stations, like drive-through testing stations and stuff like that. And the only way he knew he could do that was by saying it's a national emergency to get a hold of the $40 billion that's set aside for things like this. And I'm glad it does because it's getting used for the right reasons. Hey, I see that, Amanda. Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Amanda. I forgot you were about to go on a cruise. Oh my goodness. David. Whew, man, the sandblaster, man. Maybe I can get the hose pipe. The sandblaster, you're not gonna have much left, man. If you do that, hey, please record. Please record. That will be interesting. But I wanted to talk about just a couple things. One's going to be about me, and people think I'm playing when I say this show's not about me. It's not about me in any way, shape, or form. But I had to let Jamie do his little thing, and this will be the last time we talk about Jamie Davis unless somebody brings it up on the show until he is arrested. Hopefully very soon. Be nice. And I'm gonna ask you about that in a minute, Amanda. How are they going to handle that? Are they going to let you do that like later in the year? Are they pushing you? Are you just refunded? How's that work? Hey, Brenda, Stacy, how you doing? I've got a restaurant napkin saved up in my. I do too. Every time I go to a restaurant, I don't get them and take them, but if they bring them to me, like there's a lot of restaurants, they'll just bring you a stack of napkins and you never use them. I'm like, they can't put them back, so I take them with me. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Virginia. Thank you for watching on YouTube, darling. Yes, I tell you guys, Facebook, listen, I love it, but YouTube, that stream is so much nicer over there because it's 1080p, and that will matter very soon. So if you're not on Facebook yet, definitely go over there and like and subscribe at the KC Show. But let's talk about this real quick. About 4 months ago, I did a late night stream. It was on my phone. It lasted about an hour and a half. It's on the KC Show page. Go check it out. But I'm going to do it again one more time because a lot of people, and something that kind of bothers me is a lot of people that know me. We're talking about what Jamie Davis posted up there. He's posting a lot of people's background information. He's posting their addresses, phone numbers, and that's all fine and good. He's insane. So he has an excuse. It's the people who are listening to him that disturbs me. If you cannot drain a few more IQ points out of your brain to realize that this guy is insane and he has serious issues, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you this, and we're gonna talk about a few things, and then I gotta go. So you're not sure. Earlier they were going to let us have the option of refund, take it later in the year. Yeah, and I'm sure that later in the year is probably going to be like October, November. They're not going to let you do it like in June, July. Prime time, guarantee it. Hey, Angie, what's up, Ernest? Jamie, what's going on? Hey, Melissa. Hope everybody's having a good night. Seems like a good, peaceful night. I'll tell you this. I know Walmart is ransacked, but Bilo is not, and it shouldn't be. And I tell you what, kudos to those people, man. Kudos to those people. This is unnecessary because you hoard something, you could be taken away from what somebody actually needs, and you're just sitting there hoarding. Don't do it. Guys, no production has stopped. There's no timber shortage. The production is still going. No farmer is shutting down, nothing. Your food is still going to be there tomorrow, next week, and then some. That's not going to stop. They're not going to shut down grocery stores. The epidemic of this coronavirus is the worst in Italy. And even they have shut every business down except for government offices and grocery stores. You're fine. There's nothing. They're not going to shut down. A lot of people will call me. I keep hearing they're talking about shutting down. They're not going to shut down grocery stores, guys. They're not. A tip to the grocery stores, though, if I was a cashier, I'm not even going to give them the option. I'm going to wear a mask and I'm going to wear gloves just for my safety, because you're going to be touching a lot of money. It's not even people. It's money. It's dirty. And not just for the coronavirus, the stomach flu. I don't want to get the stomach flu. I think I'd take on the coronavirus before I would the flu. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, I don't blame you there, Gator. But, hey, hang out with us. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, Mary. I'm enjoying it. But here we go. We're going to get this part. She got pregnant, by another guy. The guy ran off like a coward. And the parents really wanted me to date this girl, but I was 17 years old. I'm not ready to be no dad at 17 years old, just like she probably wasn't ready to be no mama at 17 years old. And I'm like, no, but, a good thing we got caught, because, whatever, it happened. She wrote a letter about it. Her mom found it. And next thing I know, I got cops all over me. Okay, these parents are mad, and I get it. Did they overreact, in my opinion? Absolutely. Because here's the thing. The whole situation was the daughter's idea, not Kyle's, the daughter's. And Kyle was the only one that come out of this thing with lashes on his back. And I was a kid. And exactly what the judge said to me was, and my lawyers and everybody in there, they was like, listen, there's nobody in this courtroom that did not do what you've done. The only problem is you got caught. And I'm like, that makes me feel better in a way, but at the same time, I'm still sitting here, having to go through this at that time as court went on. I was 18. But the judge was, understanding, and it could have went south bad for me, but it didn't. Thank God for it. It turned to be into a misdemeanor, which was, and that's the part that Jamie Davis refuses to show on his page. Of course, he's not going to do that. He is a professional screenshotter, guys. Do not doubt his talents when it comes to screenshotting. And he, the judge took it. It was going to be criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, but it went to contribute to the delinquency of a minor, which is a misdemeanor. No sex registry, nothing like that. I got in trouble. I was 17. I've been in trouble 0 since then. I don't regret that it happened, but at the same time, I wish it didn't happen, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? That was bad. But if that hadn't happened to me, maybe something else worse could have happened to me down the road. So I don't fully regret it. I've not been in trouble since then. Had a pretty successful life since then. Jamie Davis keeps saying that I'm a sex offender. Not at all. Not at all. Go check the registry. Not at all. Not at all. I'm a notary for South Carolina, which it doesn't really matter, but they do pull a background check on you. I used to sell real estate. You cannot be a sex offender and do that. And I own property that's right beside schools. So, you can't have that either. So felt like I needed to clear that up. A lot of people were asking me about it, and I have no problem talking about it. I just don't want this show to be about me, because it's not about me, but I will clear that up. I have no problem with that. But when this is coming from a man who was 20 years old, messing with a 15-year-old girl, and then still messaging other little girls on Facebook who are still in high school, it just shows his mentality. He's not all there. He has serious issues. Did I make a mistake in my past? Yes. Should I have went through what I went through with that? No. And I like to think that maybe the parents even go, now they look back and go, okay, I think we overreacted. They were kids. They did the same thing we did, and that's a fact. They did the same thing we did when I was a kid. Maybe we overreacted. Maybe we got a little, frustrated, a little upset. Maybe we shouldn't have did that. Maybe we should have just not let him see our daughter again. You stay away. You come back, you're going to jail. Because I would have been like, I am out of here. I'd have been gone, But so what made me upset was some people who were friends with me, who have known me, and actually known about that situation, because I was still in high school. They knew what I was going through. They knew exactly what was happening. And they're ones out here trying to share what Jamie. First off, you share something that Jamie Davis says as factual. Now I'm going to not only look at him like he's stupid, I'm really going to look at you like you're stupid, because the only people who are more stupid than the stupid is the ones that follow him. And, there's still some very stupid people who actually believe that Jamie Davis can be sheriff of Union County. Guys, he cannot be sheriff. He does not have the certifications. Not a one. And I'm going to do my best to get the guy on here that can tell y'all this from just straight factual. I'm going to work on that hopefully this weekend. And maybe Thursday I can have that guy on, because Tuesday is Sherfield. But he cannot, for 2 reasons, be a sheriff. Now, really 3 reasons. But 1, he doesn't have the certifications. 2, he has not lived in Union County. So Jamie Davis, if he was to come down here, he's going to get arrested. Can't wait. Hope he does. Because he's got to come down here and register. So Jamie, I really, really hope you come down and file for sheriff. Let me know when you do. But he's got 1 or 2 choices to make. Either he can choose to break the law in North Carolina, or he can choose to break the law here in South Carolina. He can either lie here or lie up there. When you become a cop in that precinct he was at, you had to live there for a year. So he can either lie there and get in trouble, or he can lie down here and get in trouble. Either way, I'm fine with either one. I beg him. I will pay his fee. I think it's like $3,000. Jamie, if you're watching, come apply, because I know you don't have the money. You're broke. I've already heard about your situation. You're a lunatic, but you're broke, and you don't even have the money to file to run for sheriff. I will pay that for you, but you got to come down here and call me when you come down. I'll meet you. We'll go do it. That's not even a joke. I'll do it for you. Can't wait. Hopefully you call me. 864-441-8815. Message me on Facebook, whatever you got to do. Yes, he is a ninja. It is very true. But now let's talk about some factual things. His brother, and I hope he doesn't mind me talking about it. I really don't think he will. He seems so, his brother is like the complete opposite of him. His brother, I got a chance to talk with him to find out what happened. And his brother, bless his heart, this guy seems like he is very nervous about Jamie. He like he was getting real emotional when he was telling me what Jamie said. And this is what Jamie said that got that warrant, guys. He left a message telling his own family, and bless their hearts, his own family, that he was going to kill his brother and chop him up into pieces. That is on recording. He can't lie about it. And I tell you what, I should have asked his brother, could I get that recording? I should have. I didn't think about it. Hopefully he's watching. Maybe he'll get that to me. That'll be great. But he's trying to also say on his page that it's a fake warrant. Ain't nothing fake. When Crime Stoppers posts it, guys, they're not going to sit there and post no fake warrant. This is very real. He threatened to kill his own family and chop them up into pieces. This guy is under some serious mental pressure and he needs help. I am doing everything I can to find out what you need to do to file somebody under the red flag law, because this is what it's made for. And I believe the red flag law is a good thing if it's properly used. A lot of people don't like it. They don't want it at all. And I understand why, because they can use it as a tool to take your guns, whether you're unstable or not, or unstable, like Jamie, or you're stable like, like a cop would be, or most cops would be. So I believe that the red flag law can be beneficial, especially in this type of situation. So I'm doing everything I can to try to, that's under feds. And honestly, I don't see how they would have any issue. All they got to do is watch a couple of his videos. They will clearly see that the man is Union County has stated him as armed and dangerous. That should be plenty. That should be plenty. It is very scary, Lori. It's extremely scary. Amanda, I hope so. He needs help. And that's why I told his brother. I said, listen, if he does get arrested, and Jamie, by the way, if you're a man of your word and you're this straight shooting guy like you say you are, and you believe that you're this upstanding citizen, then you have a warrant out for your arrest. You should turn yourself in, by the way. Turn yourself in. Show us that you are the man that you say you are. Prove it to me. Prove it to me that you're the man that you say you are. But I told his brother, I said, if there was a way that you could work it out to where Jamie wouldn't go to jail, nothing like that, they would simply have him tested, and that would be the agreement. Look, I don't want him to go to jail. If he agrees to go and get mental help, I'll drop all the charges. Hey, that is going to benefit him more than sitting inside of a jail, because Jamie Davis behind bars, he will not last long. Not with his mouth. Somebody would beat him to death. And I don't want to see nobody get hurt. Does Jamie probably need a punch in the jaw? Absolutely. He needs to get his butt handed to him. But nobody's life needs to end. Nobody's life needs to end by going to jail for murder or attempted murder or assault and battery. Nobody needs to do that. I never condone violence. Never, ever will. But does he probably need a pop in the mouth? He probably deserves a nice little sock in the mouth. But, nothing crazy. And a lot of people hate him so bad that they really want to see this guy hurt. And that's what I'm saying. That's scary. And I posted on, on the little, I'm blocked by Jamie. I posted it on there. We need to move on from him. We need to ignore him because he will go away, because his brother said out of his own mouth, guys, he wanted me to tell you, he is loving the attention. And I know I'm feeding him right now, but this is, I promise, the last time. The only reason I'm talking about this tonight is because I wanted to clear what happened to me. That's it. That's the only reason I'm doing this. But he said he loves attention. He loves it. He thrives off of it. He drives off of it. He absolutely loves it. His whole family right now, and guys, you gotta probably think that if he's abusive like that to his mom and his brother, you got to imagine probably the life quality that his wife's probably under and his stepdaughter's probably under. He probably threatens them. I'm pretty sure he beats them. They're probably very, very scared, very terrified. And he's probably got control of their phones, their social media accounts. That's probably very true. And I could be completely wrong. He might be father of the year. I doubt it, but he might, because considering that he gave up the rights to his first child, I doubt he's father of the year. But I would hope that if they are in any kind of trouble, you can contact somebody. Somebody. If you are feeling threatened by Jamie, don't feel threatened by Jamie. Jamie has no control, no power over you whatsoever. If you need help, let me know. I will do whatever I can. But I promise you, there's not a damn thing Jamie can do to you, unless you stay in the situation, if that's what's happening. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the messages. I got that out. So, yeah, and there you go, Dana. I'm gonna explain that. A lot of people are asking, why is it only statewide? The reason is that the charge is not strong enough to initiate a state to state, to have him expedited. It's not a serious enough charge. That's why they were. From what I'm understanding, the law did everything they could to try to find a stronger charge to get him, because they understand the trouble he's causing with people. And they were doing everything they can to get him. But unfortunately, because they're doing it by the book, and that's exactly the way they should, this was the best, strongest law that they could get him with. So that's why it's only statewide. So as soon as Jamie steps a toe over in South Carolina, then they can get him. But until then, a lot of people do that. I think you can run away from child support like that, which is sad. But I've heard a lot of people who take off and leave out of the state, simply because of that. Let's see. Was I heard about that a little bit, Missy. I heard about the guy with the Spartanburg Regional roof. That guy, man, he needs to be in a padded room right now. He can't be escaping and going out there and causing more ruckus like that. So hopefully he gets some help too. That's right, Mindy. Exactly right. He should have never gave up his rights. If he wanted to pretend like he's a good father, what about that child? You might be a good father to them other kids, but what about that one? That one matters too. I want to know why he ran back when just the other day he put up an open invite to a fight at his house here. Let me explain that to you, Jonathan. That was a lie. He does not live in Union. He's never lived in Union. He was never here in Union. He was lying. That's what I'm saying. 98% of stuff that comes out of Jamie Davis's mouth is a lie. He has never been in Union. He has not been in Union. The address, he said Linersville Road, but he never gave a true address. The address that he's given, that is his parents' address. And his brother is extremely scared about that too. Guys, he also wanted me to mention that. He does not live there. So he's worried about people coming by, possibly shooting up their house because they think Jamie Davis is there. He is not in South Carolina, guys, at all. So that address that he gives, he is not there. Okay. Please do not harass these people. They're good people. They want nothing to do with Jamie. They're the reason that the warrant is signed. So please understand that Jamie Davis, for the last time, is not in South Carolina at all. He is not in Union. He is not in Union. And that was confirmed by his brother. He could be brought back. The U.S. Marshals could get him. Absolutely. I mean, like I say, I was trying to talk to a couple of departments of where I thought he was living, the addresses that I have. And unfortunately, they say, it's a very small misdemeanor charge. They're not going to expedite for that. Now, if he was to get into trouble, that's different. But they said to actually send somebody out there to get him, it's not worth it, because it was, the charge is not that grave. And I guess I get it, but it still sucks. Let's see. That's a good point there, Larry. He says that if they know where he's living, the police should do a wellness check on his family, which that's actually a very good point. If he is threatening his family like that, how do they not know that he's not abusing his current live-in family? So good point there, man. Great point. Y'all were so smart. I'm serious. I am not doing that to butter y'all's biscuit. Y'all were like 80 times smarter than I could ever be. Y'all were awesome. He went to high school here. Yes, he did. He went to high school here. Like I say, he literally, dwelled upon high school girls. I'll have to find out what age he was with the girl that he had a baby with. But she was still a kid. I think she was like 15, 16, not saying that's when she got pregnant, but that's when she started talking to Jamie. Jamie, like I say, Jamie has, he has a little sickness in him because let me tell you something. I went through this when I was 14. And this one's a little harder, but when I was 14, I was dating a girl and she was 14 as well. And, come to find out she was being sexually molested by her stepfather, allegedly. Now I'm not going to say no name, so I don't even really have to say allegedly, but, I always knew there was something weird that was happening there, but I was only 14. You know, what do I know? But certain things would happen that I would see, like when I was over there and he was there. That was weird. He did not like us like holding hands, playing. Like we were out in the ball field one time in the backyard and was playing baseball, and you know, just being what kids do. She hit the ball and I tagged her and I grabbed her and I picked her up on my shoulder, just turned her around. He got pissed, and this is his stepdaughter. This is not even his real daughter. He got extremely pissed, and I found that weird. And honestly, I never went back out there while he was there because I felt that kind of intimidation. But she called me one night, or one day, I'm sorry, and was telling me that she was being, and let me tell you something, guys, that has been one of the biggest things. I did not have a childhood because I had to go through that for about 3 or 4 years because that's how long the court case took. I had to live with that. And so I didn't really get to have a great childhood because I had to grow up pretty damn fast. When you got to get on a damn stand at 15 years old and testify against, you know, an alleged, you know, child molester, and it was also alleged that he was messing with the other daughter, which was her sister. That was tough. So when Jamie was saying that stuff about me, you know, I made that video that night. It pissed me off because that is the one thing I really take offense. If you could call me anything under the sun, I don't care. I don't care. You know, if you want to come do it in my face, that's another day, another story. But you could just say whatever you want about me on Facebook. I catch it all the time. Don't care. But when you call me a child molester, that I can't do. I can't hang with that one. Those are fighting words. That's one thing I will fight over. Those are fighting words in my world. Cause you don't know, you say that crap out of your mouth, but you haven't experienced that. You haven't seen what it does to the child. I have, and it's not freaking funny. It is not okay to sit there and just call somebody something like that. And that's something that you can really get your butt handed to you for. And I'm trying my best not to cuss. So, you know, I've been there. And Patty would probably get a little mad at me. I don't care. But like her boys, you know, Michael and Steven, they're not my kids. But like when they, like we're all at home and it's a Sunday or something like that, they come downstairs. It may be a little weird. I don't know, but to me, I can't help it. When they come downstairs, if they do not have shorts and a shirt on, like if they just come down, they're in their box, in their boxers or something, I don't like that. Patty will tell you, I quickly go upstairs and put some clothes on. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me literally uncomfortable. They're not my kids. Now, if it was my boy, you know, I wouldn't care. You know, but they're not, it just, I don't know. Maybe it's a scarring from back then. I don't know. I'm just letting it all out here, guys. But it really does kind of bother me. And I really hate it. Like if we got somebody over at the house and they're working on the house or inside the house and they come out there with like just their boxers or something this early in the morning, I get mad. You take your, you know, go get your butt some clothes on. There's another person in here and you could possibly be making them uncomfortable too. So it's, you know, that's, I guess if I have one, and maybe it's weird, maybe it's not, I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. But to me, I don't like it. I don't like it. And Patty, like I say, she'll confirm that story. Michael and Stephen will confirm that story to you. Now, when they get up in the morning, they have to get dressed before they even walk out of their bedroom, which they don't like it because they like to lay in bed all day, but I don't care. He probably did, Pam. That's probably true. He probably would, but that's fine. I mean, if he wanted to bring it out, he put the background up there. But like I say, all you got to do is go back and look on the page. About 3 or 4 months ago, I already addressed it, because I said I would not talk about it unless somebody else brought it up. And somebody brought it up, and I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll talk about it all day long. I made a mistake. I was a kid. I was 17. I was thinking with the wrong part of my body. I was 17, just 2 years prior, going through some pretty dramatic crap. And I didn't drink. I didn't do drugs, still never. I mean, if I ever drink, guys, it's like a sip like that. Seriously. And even then, I just can't. I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. And I know people are probably like, whatever. I promise you, I cannot stand it. Like when I do drink that little bit and I start to feel, because I have no tolerance, I start to feel that out of control, it makes me go into a panic. I get kind of panicky. I don't like that feeling. I will not take medicine. Like I was supposed to have a balloon noscopy, that surgery where they go in and open your sinuses up. The way they do it, if you want to do it in the office where it's like half the cost, you have to take these muscle relaxers and you're going to be zombied out and all that. I can't do it. I need to have it done, but I refuse to do it that way. And they just don't seem like they ever want to do it in a hospital. And if it does, I have to come out of my pocket with a ridiculous amount of money. And so I just have to do what I got to do. Kyle, if there's a voicemail from Jamie making threats to kill his brother, why is that warrant not for that? That is what the warrant's for. Dana, that's exactly what the warrant's for. It has nothing to do with Facebook. A lot of people were posting saying, he's talked enough crap on Facebook and it's finally called. It had absolutely nothing to do with Facebook. It's that message. Now, the whole thing with his mom trying to get him for harassment, now that's different. Now, I haven't heard nothing about that, if they're getting charges on him for that. But this charge he has on him was him threatening his brother. They were, the charge that he has now, they were going to try to do unlawful use of telephone, but they found a little bit of a stronger charge. But it still wasn't enough to get him extradited down here. Trust me. Better believe the police wanted him, but they refused to break the law to get him down here. And I applaud them for that. Don't do that. Don't go to that level just to get somebody. So I applaud them for that. Yeah, Cynthia, I think it did. I think it scarred me. Which I guess in a way I'm kind of fine with. You see me sitting here, this is the only time you'll see me kind of get a little fidgety because it makes me uncomfortable even talking about. I wish I could tell a story, but Patty ain't gonna let me do it. She would kill me if I told a story, but maybe one day she'll let me. What you doing on here without me, sir? You were taking a nap, Mike. Go away. You didn't want to talk to me on the phone. You had to take your nap. When Jamie posted all that stuff about you, I thought to myself, he had no idea you were up front with your listeners months ago. You were very honest with us about everything. I respected you a lot for being up front with your listeners. I don't agree at all with parents having young men arrested when their daughters as much as fault as the guys are. Unless it's a situation where it's a much older man preying on the young girls, that would be a different situation. Absolutely, Mary. And here's a little bit more information about that. This might even be something, I don't even know if the parents know this part, but I will tell it. I would actually come out there in front of their house on the road and her daughter would sneak out the window. And for like a month, seriously, like a month, I never touched her. We just sat there and talked. That's exactly what happened. And then one day, and I'm not going to say the conversation, not going to do it, but one day she come out and she asked about that. And I'm sorry, guys. I was a 17-year-old kid. Hormones are all over the place. Her hormones are all over the place. It happened. Should it have happened? No, God, no. But it happened. And it's just what teenagers do. I mean, hell, back in the 60s, 70s, hell, they actually had a designated place for teenagers to go and do that. Make out points. It's make out points. But yes, I agree with you. Should I have probably gotten in trouble? No, probably not. And even now at 35 years old, still I look back and go, no, I shouldn't have been. But if I'm going to go down, she should too. But see, they were, I was 17, she was 15. And here's the real stupid part. If anybody's going to talk about me with anything, here's the real stupid part. If I'd have waited 2 more weeks, she'd have been 16, nothing would have happened. Lack of judgment, no life skills, not an adult in my own, sense. But I didn't know better because my mom and daddy told me. They told me, you're going to get in trouble. You don't quit messing, because like I say, I was a 17-year-old boy. If you don't leave these girls alone, you're going to get in trouble. And they were absolutely right. And I should have listened to my mom and daddy, but I didn't. I thought I knew better. And that's the reason why I'm not too down about what happened to me, because it taught a lesson to me that I refused to listen to my mom and daddy tell me. So I had to find out the hard way, and I'm okay with that. Amanda says, not weird at all. My children also had and will have to be dressed appropriately. Yeah, like I say, even if they were my kids, I still think I would still tell them to do that. I just think it's inappropriate. It's just me. It's just me. Lori says, no, honestly, Kyle, you have to be very cautious when young children are concerned. Sad but true. Absolutely. I've been with Patty for over 10 years, and I've only had to whoop their kids. I've never whooped Michael. I had to whoop Stephen one time. He was getting in some pretty heavy trouble. Had to do it one time, and I haven't done it since. Hopefully I never have to. But even that I don't like, because I believe that's up to the daddy, but I should still always have the option, of course, but I like to leave that up to the daddy and the mama. But if I feel like that I need to, I will. But yeah. Timothy Harver, you alcoholic. Dana, a threat like that, I've already read that. Sorry. Get James Davis on the Casey show. We'll see. Oh, man, that would be wonderful. I promise you, I would pay for that footage. So if they ever get him, I hope they call me. I will pay those cops. I will buy them dinner, whatever it is. He thought he posted my criminal record. Not, he posted someone else's. The one he posted was right years younger than me. Sorry, Davis, there's not one post for me. And like mine, he posted the criminal sexual conduct part, but he didn't post the part where, and it also showed pending. This has been 18 years ago. It's over. But he didn't post the part where they dropped it to a misdemeanor, contributed to the delinquency of a minor. So like if your kid's driving in your car and they get caught with some cigarettes or something, you can be charged with the same thing I was. So that's how serious it is. His voters are going to see him get locked up too. So he's bringing 2 people. He won't come to Union County without being forced and have the protection of LE. He better have something. Yeah, I think the mama tried. Dana says, Kyle, I admire if you're always being honest with your past, because it proves you're a good, honest man. Man, I have nothing to hide. The only thing I do hide is just my personal stuff. The things that Patty, I tell you the truth, guys, I would tell you everything. Like Howard Stern. I don't really care for Howard Stern now because of his political views, because I think he's just trying to patronize the masses. But when he first started, he was 1,000% transparent. That's what made him so good. I'm not trying to be good at this. I just tell it because if more people would just open up and just tell everybody, man, it just comes off of you like, okay, it's over. There's nothing else you got on me. And see, that's the thing. There's nothing else that Jamie can do, nothing else he can say than that. When I got in trouble when I was 17. But then he cannot do that without turning around himself and talking about him being 20, messing with a 15-year-old. He left dates out too. Yeah, he did. He left a lot of dates out. And it's very dangerous to sit there because, listen, not everybody is as strong as talking about their past like maybe I am and some of these other people are. Some people really get upset about their past because they're really ashamed of it and they want to move past it. Not a healthy way to deal with it, but some people are just like it, and that's okay. Everybody's different. So he could really piss off the wrong one, and, some bad could happen to you. And it's just it's just not good. Mary says you're right about that. Back in the early 70s, there was a place in Meadow Woods they called the Hellhole, and a lot of teenagers went there to have sex. It was a well-known place among teenagers. Everybody does. God, there's not a person probably in this chat that did not do it. I'm sorry. I mean, and if you said you didn't, maybe you're telling the truth. I'm going to give you about a 90% chance that you're probably lying. It just is what it is. You're in high school. You're surrounded by hundreds of girls. Like I say, hormones are everywhere. It is bound to happen. In actuality, plants like Cedar Hill, places like that, plants, it's almost the same thing. That's why like when I first started, when I worked at Cedar Hill back in 2003, 4, everybody, when I first started, I'll tell you this story. I was sitting out in the smoking area, and I had my head laid on Tracy's shoulder, my sister. Within an hour, the whole plant said that me and Tracy were sleeping together. They didn't know that me and her were brother and sister. That's how quick it was. But it was the simple fact that as soon as somebody comes in there, it's not too long after that they were having affairs because they're surrounded by these people more than they are their family. High school is the same thing. It's just a grown-up high school. It's just a plant, we're all done it. I did it, but I'm not ashamed because, I just did what a kid did. I wish it'd have been another girl with different parents, but, oh well, life is what it is. Let's see. Betty said, hi, don't know this guy, but must have been a bad history. Timothy said, been there, done that. Tiffany said, guilty. Exactly. We're all guilty of it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. That is the only thing, first off, that's still left on this planet, it seems like, that's free, but it's also something that's human nature. And I cannot stand it when people try to judge you on something that is completely human nature. I wouldn't be the person I am today without a past. Exactly, Amanda. That's right. You can't, you gotta, sometimes you just gotta hit it head on. What's that movie with Robin Williams where he's running for president? It's a good movie. And there was a scene where he, a reporter asked him about something he did in his past, and he just started naming everything he did. He even talked about, I had a prostitute when I was 20. I was so bad she gave me my money back. It was like that. And I'm like, man, that's the way to be. Just, hey. And then he said, if there's any other nonsense you'd like to talk about, I'm here all the time. So, hey, that's it. I love that scene, man. That scene really changed a lot. Wendy says, you mean is like your mama to Amanda? Uh-oh. We all have a past. Dana says it makes us a better person. If we didn't have a past, we wouldn't be human. Exactly. Dana says, amen. Tamika says, I'm still missing what Jamie's being arrested for. Jamie is being arrested for, I'll have to go back and look at the actual charge, but he is being arrested for threatening his brother. He left a message on his phone threatening that he was going to kill him and chop him up into pieces. That's what he's being charged for. Now, what the actual charge is, I'm not sure. I'll have to look. But his like I say, his brother came and talked to me personally. Seemed like such a sweet man. I tell you, he almost had me kind of crying because he was so sweet, and he just looked like he was just like petrified of this man. And I told him, don't be scared of them. He's a coward. Jamie Davis is a coward. Don't be afraid of him. But I guess it's just something about Jamie that he puts fear into people because they know he's mentally unstable. It puts fear into people. See, it don't bother me. And it don't bother a lot of other people either. A lot of people will be giving it back to them times 10, which they should. They're, you shouldn't threaten people because you may be just threatening and not being for real. The other person may not be. Ron says, I am guilty. Dana says threatening to kill his brother, and harassment. Jamie says he's bringing in the FBI. I hope he does, Sam. That would be tremendous if he does. That would be great. He made phone calls. Yep. Let's see. Harassment, second degree. Okay. Kent said harassment in the second degree. There you go. So that's the actual charge. Harassment in the second degree, which how stupid can you be to leave a voicemail of, hey, I'm going to kill you and chop you up into pieces. I mean, come on. How stupid can you be? Jared says, will he get prison time for that? That was disgusting. Yes, mentally unstable. From what I understand now, if there's a cop on here, Kent, I'm sure somebody can maybe critique me a little bit, but from what his brother told me, he can only serve 30 days for this. That's what I'm saying. It's not a major crime, but it's still something that he would have to answer for. But from what he told me, that he can only serve 30 days for this crime. So Aaron said that's messed up. And Dana, if that's true, it could be a year, but this is what his brother told me. And the brother, I guess, got the information from the sheriff's office. So, I don't know. Maybe that was a charge he was talking about, like with the phone harassment. Maybe with this one, maybe it is a year. I'm not sure. I'm sure a cop will let me know, because they're they keep me pretty up to date. Shows how ignorant he is, who leaves something like that on a voicemail. I mean, it's right. If you're that stupid, how in the hell do you think you can run a town? You know what I'm saying, Brittany? It's ridiculous. I believe that a 24-hour deadline to remove that warrant is up. Angie said, I wouldn't let my guard down with Jamie. He is a trained killer. Sadly, a lot of his problems. See, Angie, that's partially true. PTSD, it probably increased his unstableness. But this was happening way before he went into the military. And the reason I know that is because these girls that he dated, his family told me this, he's had problems since before then, way before then. And unfortunately, probably back then, the military doesn't do as good of a job at looking at all your, weak links like that. They probably wasn't able to identify that back then. It's a long time ago, like they do now. Because he was, he's very unstable. That's what his brother told me. 30 days. That's what his brother told me. And I'm pretty sure he got his information from the law, but like I say, maybe this charge can take a year. Like she said a second ago, I'm not sure. I'm not going to pretend like I know. I'm just tell y'all what he told me. You would think threatening someone's life would be a bigger charge than that. Yeah. And I think they were trying to find a bigger charge, but like I say, kudos to them to not try to falsify a charge, which I don't think they would ever do that. But it has happened in the past. How will he get the corruption out of union sitting behind bars? Exactly. He needs professional help. I hope he gets it. I do too, Dana. He really, we all have a nice little laugh at him and all this good stuff, but it is true. He needs help. And that is not being funny. Nothing like that. That is true. You're going to need to chop you off to Walmart. Oh my God. The Lysol and toilet paper. I know, man. And what sucks is that, I got a little bit of Lysol left. I use it very sparingly because they can't find any. And I'm using it. Like I say, I'm serious. If somebody walked in and told me they had the coronavirus, and then there's somebody who walks in and said they got the stomach virus person's got to go. I can't. There's reports coming out where they're talking about this coronavirus is nothing no more major than having a sore throat and having a severe cold. It is affecting the elderly. It's affecting, 60 plus year olds. A lot of them are in nursing homes. They don't have the immune system to fight off, a cold. They don't have an immune system to fight off the flu, and definitely don't have the immune system to fight off pneumonia, which this does cause that. And that's what's killing people. It's not the disease itself. It's just that the fact that it does develop into pneumonia. And pneumonia is hard. You know, I mean, you ask anybody who's ever had it, knock on wood and thank God above, I've never had it. But you ask anybody who's had pneumonia, you feel like you're dying. You can't breathe. You feel like you literally cannot breathe. And that is actually kind of true because you have fluid on your lungs. But your body's having to fight it off. And if you don't have the proper immune system, which unfortunately, like when you get older, you don't have that. And you could possibly, and then these 19 deaths that occurred at this nursing home, see, it was still so new at that time. They had no idea it was coronavirus, probably. It was spreading. They had no idea, probably. I'm not going to say they did or didn't, but I would think they didn't, considering they were the first ones pretty much. And that's the reason why they couldn't figure out why, we got so many people dying from this. And that's what made it into a epidemic, here in the United States, because it was so many deaths so rapidly. But if you take those 19 deaths away, you're talking out of over 1,300 cases, you're talking about maybe 15 deaths. That's less than 1%. That's like 0.5%, something like that. The numbers, 0.34 is somewhere in that area. It's a ridiculously low number. Yeah, and the toilet paper, man, this is the only thing I can figure. When they broke about the coronavirus, I try not to watch CNN. I'll poke over there every now and then, if I have to, just to hear some things. But the news was talking about Venezuela. And this is the only thing I can figure out. They were talking about Venezuela and how Venezuela has no toilet paper. They have no toilet paper. They have no food. They're eating their own pets because they have no food. And then the next story was talking about coronavirus and how it's spreading at a rapid pace. So what I figured has happened, they hear coronavirus and no toilet paper. That's the only thing I can figure, because the coronavirus has absolutely nothing to do with toilet paper. Nothing. But, because matter of fact, when you have the coronavirus, your sinuses do not drain. They stop up. Go read it. You stop up. And they actually say that's one of the biggest things of a sign from this, is that you stop up and you almost feel like you're kind of drowning a little bit. Like you can't breathe. You kind of get like if you get strangled. And that, and when your sinuses are not draining, trust me, I know this. I'm an expert at this because I've been going through it for about 7 years. I told you I need that balloonoscopy, but I'll get it one day. But like my sinuses don't always drain properly. And when I'll wake up some mornings and it all kind of like it's down here, it's mucus. And I'm sorry if I'm making anybody like, ugh, but it's mucus here. And, sometimes I feel like I can't get it up. I'm trying to get it up because I don't have a proper drainage of my sinuses. So a lot of people get mad when they're talking about, man, my nose is running. Be blessed with that. That's what your body's supposed to do. Don't fight that. Don't take any medicine to stop that either. I know some people who take medicine to stop sinus drainage. Do not do that. It's so silly. Don't do that. That's a good thing. It's like sweating. Don't worry about it. That's good for you. David Green says he owns Cottonelle. David, give me your number. What's up, brother? Need a friend? Because you're rich. You are rich. Ashley says, I seen someone joke about it saying zombies was coming. Everyone's going to make toilet paper bombs. Oh, Betty says, I saw the virus can't live in warmer weather. I don't know how true that is, because in a lot of places like Iran, it's a very hot place from what I understand. I've never been there. Soldiers talk about it. It's a very cold place too. At night they say it's very cold. It's desert. It's cold, but at daytime it's very hot. And that is a big impactful place. But it's very possible that when it gets hot, that disease could very well die. There's some diseases that expand, like stomach flu. It really beefs up in the summertime, and kind of dies down in the wintertime. So a lot of that can be. 30 days, that is ridiculous. Sure, that won't help his demeanor? Probably not. Lori, probably not. But I tell you, I hope the charge just sits there. That will keep him from union because he knows as soon as he steps a toe in South Carolina, he's going to jail if they find him. So that will keep him away from us. So I'm all about the just letting. I don't want him to go to jail. I want him to just have it hanging over his head to where he never comes back. That's what I want. Yes, Lori, I hate the stomach bug. My goodness, that hurts. That kills me. I can't stand it. Ashley said, all my customers tell me that they are buying toilet paper because it ships from overseas and they are shutting all that down for while a quarantine or they swear the virus will live on the TP. My store has been a madhouse today. There is toilet paper that is made in China. Is all toilet paper made in China? Absolutely not. No. Timber is a big commodity here in the United States. Timber is your paper. Timber is your cigarettes. Timber is your toilet paper. So timber, matter of fact, guys, timber is such a huge commodity. Where do you think the whole people dying from vape came from? People who own tobacco farms, which is timber, they pretty much own a lot of the media. And when they started pushing this vape is killing people, stop vape, even Trump, like I say, it's like Trump has got to get away from media because it's almost like they're kind of tricking him too. Because then, Trump is, banned, did that ban with vape or whatever he did, something about that. But when you get down to the brass tacks of it, first off, not a lot of people died from vape, but the people who were dying was because they were either buying the stuff from a flea market, they didn't know what was in it, or they were putting their own stuff inside of the vape and they were killing themselves. It was nothing that, like, if you went to Davis's vape shop, you're fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We even asked them, have you had one customer die from vaping? And no, because theirs is FDA, it's cleared. It's FDA approved. And to get something FDA approved is like an act of Congress. I mean, it's damn near impossible. But people were trying to make their own and sell it to make money, and they were killing people. Lori says, has anyone given a thought about this virus being sent by North Korea? Y'all remember Kim said he was going to send Trump a surprise. Very likely he sent it to China since we get a lot of things from there. Anything's possible. Biological warfare, been happening for years since the Indians. When we gave them blankets with smallpox on it, been happening since. Lancaster County schools will be closed for the next 2 weeks. That is insane. Incredible. The stomach bug is going around too, definitely. Ashley says, a customer asked me if all our products are still coming from there because a lot of our stuff is made in China. Ours comes from the DC and 90% of it has been there forever. I'm sure some of the stuff still comes from it. It does. But here's something good. Whether you hate Trump or like Trump, don't forget, Trump put a major tariff on trades with China, which slowed and damn near stopped a lot of our trade with China. People panicked about that. But now he kind of looks like a premonition, like, well, it's a good thing he did that. It's a good thing he did that because that actually stopped a lot of production and things we got from China, and we started making them. So now, it almost looks like he's a freaking genius. He didn't know this was going to happen, I don't guess. But, man, does he not look like a genius because, it worked out for him. He had very good luck on that. It was just lucky. But, I didn't think about that till just now. Lacey Allen says, I wonder if Spartanburg schools will close. We have positive cases here as of today. Yeah, they were there a couple of days ago, I believe, when it was reported. They have them quarantined. I don't know if these people are actually sick, but they tested positive for it. So they're quarantined because, you have a chance at getting it or having it and it just not activating in your system. You could have something lying dormant in you for years. Cancer lies dormant. HIV can lie dormant for years. Chlamydia, STD, stuff like that, it can lie dormant for years. And that's just the way diseases work. And the only reason I could be on board with canceling school is the fact that kids don't wash their hands. Kids wipe their nose, touch their face. They don't think about washing their hands. So it could easily spread through kids a whole lot faster. So I understand that. And also kids are higher risk. I get that too. So I just think that the media needs to come out and say, this is precautionary. It's nothing to panic about. It's just precautionary. We're wanting to stop it before it gets crazy. But the media doesn't want that. They want to panic because panic equals numbers, meaning that you're going to continue watching the news because you're concerned about this pandemic. And it's not. But if they were to come on there and say, it's no big deal, it's all precautionary, it's under control, which is it under control? No, it's still spreading. But is a cold under control? Is a stomach virus under control? Is a flu under control? No. Is bronchitis under control? None of these diseases are under control. None of those. Cancer, is that under control? No. AIDS, is that under control? Not really. Still spreading. And that is a hell of a lot more dangerous than the coronavirus, but you're not shutting down NASCAR for that. You're not shutting down NBA for that. This is AIDS. It's still out there. I believe Atlanta was like one of the highest rates for HIV than any other town, I think anywhere in America. Do you see them shutting down Atlanta for a deadly disease? You get AIDS, you're pretty much done. You have less than a 50% chance of making it. But do you see them shutting down NASCAR and all these other places? And you can contract that through blood, which is easy to do. You can scratch yourself and possibly get it on somebody. You've got people now who are taking needles and stabbing people to give them HIV. There was a video on Facebook where they showed a guy come up behind a woman and it was so quick she didn't even realize he did it. He poked her with that needle and turned around, looked around like nothing, and she had no idea. She felt the pain, but she had no idea he did it. And just like that, she could possibly have something very deadly in her, like HIV or AIDS or something like that. So is it an epidemic? Not in my world. It's just not in my world. The death toll is not there to be an epidemic. And Timothy, that's possibly true. He might have knew. It could have been very well that man knew. He knows a lot more than we do, but what a call, regardless. What a call that Trump made. Whether you hate him or like him. And guys, did you see that he's trying to get payroll taxes knocked off for the rest of the year? Holy blank. You imagine that? Now, my question is, who's going to pay for that? That's my first question. And if they can find a way where the taxpayers don't pay for that, and tax cuts are still happening, and he's still talking about cutting payroll taxes through the year. Holy, that is a game changer. Can you imagine not paying payroll taxes? When I worked at Cedar Hill, I'll tell you this. When I worked at Cedar Hill, this is way back then, your privacy meant diddly squat to Cedar Hill. They would bring everybody's check and sit it on this desk. And you have to flip through to find your check. So you're getting a look at everybody's check, John, Adam, everybody, Harold, here's mine, So I got to see what everybody got paid. Well, there was a guy who was over here from Mexico. He was not a citizen, but he was on a visa, and he was going to be over here for 7 years because that's what they do. And he was over here, and he had about 2 years left. Me and him talked. Nice guy, super nice guy, knew how to work the system. And what they were doing was taking money, sending it back home, and they would keep maybe $100, maybe $200 out of their check. But here's the story. As I'm flipping through these checks, everybody made about the same amount. I'd flip, okay, for 2 weeks, this is 2 weeks pay, $800, $900. Hell, there's some people that was having child support taken out, and man, there's like $400. I'm like, holy crap. How do you get paid $400 every 2 weeks? That's some major child support. So anyway, and then I come across this one, and it would be like $20 $2,200, $1,700. What the hell? So I looked and I seen it was him. And he was not getting any kind of FICA taken out. No federal, no state, because he was not a U.S. citizen. And he is here working and not being charged those taxes. So you're talking about instantly doubling your check in some cases if they do not take out payroll taxes. That is a game changer. My God. You think about how many single parents could use that money? You're talking about doubling your income like that without having to do anything, not having to work extra hours, not having to work overtime. Your quality of life would instantly be increased by one simple law change. That is incredible. That is incredible. Denise said, my child is supposed to be going on a field trip with Sims in 2 weeks, waiting on them to cancel it, but they better give me my $300 back. Absolutely. They better. I mean, that's freaking a lot of money. Dana says, happened in the grocery store, her trying to get she must be replying to somebody. Timothy says it's being made up with the tariffs received. Amanda said, I would have some money if I didn't have to pay taxes. Exactly. You go look at them taxes. A lot. Me and Patty we run this business. I don't pay myself because it costs too much. Not only do I have to pay taxes to myself, I would have to take taxes out of my check, but I would also have to take taxes from the business. So like every week I would have to pay it's like right at $350 if I wanted to pay me and another $350 if I wanted to pay her. I'm like, we can't make it like that. $350 a week, guys, a week. Can't make that. Can't do that. Corona tax. Oh man, I hope not. Our taxes will go up in some way. And that's what I'm worried about, Betty. If that's the case, leave it alone. If he can find a way to put it in the taxes to where, it's not such an impact, in another area, like if he was to raise globally or, nationwide, property tax, there's some states that don't have property tax. He'll have to figure out what to do there. But the states like us that have property tax, if he was to say, okay, everybody's property tax has got to go up 1%, but you no longer have to pay payroll taxes, done. That 1%, that means that your payroll taxes are being divided among the people. And that will save you so much money. But the government will also still get their funds, but it would be less money out of your pocket then. Easily can be done. Hell, even if it went up 2%, 3%, that is still, hell yes. Sign me up, Charlie, because that is huge. Out of your taxes, you take out about 25%, 22 to 25% if you claim zero dependents. That's how much comes out of your check for taxes. Anywhere from 22 to 25, some times even higher. Depends on how much you make. Sign me up. I'd do it instantly. Lori said he could also claim up to non-dependents and then file a tax return. He would refund. Yeah, that guy that I work with, he told me, he said, yeah, he takes that money, he would send it back over to Mexico, and he would do it for 7 years. And then when he would leave, because his visa would come up, when he left and went back home, he's rich over there. He is rich because the American dollar is so much higher than the peso. He is absolutely rich. And his families, they got this nice new house. I mean, they're living like kings just to simply come over here and work for 7 years. Sucks, man. That's why you see a lot of celebrities and stuff like that. When they go to retire, that's where they go. They go to the better parts of Mexico, like Jesse Ventura. That's why he did it. Campaigning and cramping. That's it, man. Hey, God bless you, man. Got to stay at work at it, man, all day, man. And good luck to Mr. Tom. Take the paychecks from everlasting payments to previous serving House members. And that would be something else. How about we cut some of these funds from these senators and governors and congressmen, because they make some bukus. Kyle, did you see the comments about Robbie Hines getting fired today or resigning? I did not. What I believe is happening there, this is just a complete guess and opinion because I've gotten messages of what's happening. I don't believe he got fired. I believe he is either, if he resigned, that'd be a shock. But I think he's going on leave because I like I say, this is not confirmed, but he will be announcing his possible candidacy for sheriff coming up. Now, again, I hate to do that. I hate to kind of put that horse before the buggy, but I don't want people thinking he's getting fired. I'd rather people think this, which is pretty much 98, 99% true. He will soon be, coming up for candidacy, which I've had more people know, tons of people know, but they did send it to me. But, God, everybody walks in and said, yeah, I already know, so it ain't like it was a real secret. Wendy says $100 in America equals about 1,000 pesos. Donna said he's been on before. He said, definitely. Oh, yeah, Tom will definitely be back. He has no choice. It's in his contract. Carnival has canceled all cruises for the next 30 days. Yep. That would be wonderful, Dana. But we got 2 more years with him, and hopefully he'll be gone soon. But that, yeah, I like I say, I would rather. I don't want people going around thinking he got fired. I don't believe that's happened. I just believe he's getting ready to announce his candidacy for sheriff. That's what I think. I'm not announcing his candidacy. Please God, don't everybody leave out of here and go, oh, only case it's not that, not yet. He'll let me know. I'll put it up on the screen like I do everybody else's. Congress makes, yes, they make buku's money, man. I can understand why people want to be politicians, because all you got to do is talk good. You got to talk good, look good, and be sweet. Kiss a baby. And you can make $200,000 a year. Makes me want to get into politics. Oh, where'd J-Rock go? There he is. Oh, okay. That's the one that was, I didn't even read his name. I'm sorry, J-Rock. He come by and gave me a card today. Offer some services for the upcoming wedding. I will definitely be talking to him. Good dude, man. Got to have him on the show soon. Such a sweet guy. I mean, it's like all he cares about is other people. You know what I'm saying? It seems like every time, I've only talked to him a few times on the show. It just seems like all he's concerned about is everybody else, which is awesome. It's the way he should be. And which a lot of my people on our chat, that seems like what everybody does. They're concerned with everybody else, and that's great. We can't be selfish. That's what makes hoarders look so stupid, look so bad, because you're only worried about yourself. You're not worried about, like, some of these people were posting pictures about 90-year-olds, old people, not an age, I don't know why I said that, but older people who are trying to come and shop and get, toilet paper to these old people, and they don't have it. There's no toilet paper. And that is sad. It's terrible. And it's not the fact that they're just older people. It's just the fact that they need something. But because somebody wants to stock their pantry with 260 rolls of toilet paper, it's stupid. And then hand sanitizer. That is guys, I'm going to say this softly and deeply into the microphone. Don't hoard Lysol. Don't hoard hand sanitizer. That is the stupidest thing that you can hoard. You know why? Because if you have it all, how in the hell is everybody else going to disinfect themselves? You get what I'm saying? That's one thing. You would want everybody that come into my store today, everybody, if we exchanged money or something like that, I tried to make sure that everybody got a squirt of my Purell. I got a big jug. I tried to make sure to everybody. That is something you don't hoard. That's something you want everybody to have. Soap, hand sanitizer, disinfectant spray. This is what you need, especially this time of the year when we're going from cold to hot. That's when your diseases are the most extreme. It's ridiculous. And these are grown people. They're grown. You know this. don't need a goofy guy on a freaking podcast telling you that. You know this. But like I say, Bilo and Dollar Generals, they all have this stuff. They all have toilet paper. Now, some of them have sold out, but it's Walmart where they go because it's a show. They're hoping to get recorded. They're hoping that everybody, because when you see them, you see that video where they were going into Costco and people were coming by. That's all it was. It was a show. And I'll tell you the truth, probably a lot of that stuff's going to be getting returned in the next couple of days. If they allow them to return it, they probably won't. But if they can, they'll probably return it. That's a lot of money. You know how expensive toilet paper is? It's expensive. Like hand sanitizer, Lysol. This can of Lysol right here, that thing's what, $5, $6? It's expensive. And you buy 10 of these, that's $60 or more. And when you're claiming to live paycheck to paycheck, that's probably about 10, 15% of your paycheck. What? Dana? No. Dana says a lady snatched our toilet paper from my buggy last night. Are you serious? Yeah, Betty, it was all for show. It's all for show, and that's so sad. Facebook has ruined so many lives in so many different ways. Let's see. Replying to Justin. Justin says something. I didn't see Justin say something. Oh, there it is. We supposed to be leaving out of Tampa. Oh, you're talking about the cruises. Oh, okay. Well, be careful. Wash your hands regardless. I believe they said that, feces is like, I think every hand has at least 10% of feces residue on your hand. I mean, that's disgusting. I hate to tell people that, but it's disgusting. It's stuff you can't see, You have I think it's 5% of chance you have urine on your, in oils and bacteria. You have a lot of nasty things right here because they touch a lot of things. It ain't the fact that you're nasty. It's just the fact that there are unfortunately nasty people on this planet and they don't wash their hands like an adult should have taught them to do. And so when a doorknob is the nastiest thing there is. That's the nastiest thing. Not a toilet seat, but a door handle. When you touch a door handle, that's where you're going to get probably about 80% of the germs that's on your hands. And if people would simply just wash their hands, these colds wouldn't go around, stomach viruses wouldn't go around, and by God, this coronavirus probably wouldn't be going around. Just a simple fact. Because if you go and look at the origination of this disease, it's coming from areas that they have very low economies. They have very low healthcare systems. And China is one of them. They are having a tremendous time with their government. Their healthcare sucks. In Italy, their healthcare sucks. Now they have general healthcare, meaning I don't think you have insurance. I think it's like Sweden. You have government healthcare, but it sucks. And that's why you see a lot of these people in Italy, like they're putting up videos, they're quarantined and they look like prisoners. That's because Italy does not have the healthcare system to take care of them. And they're dying. But they're not mentioning that they're not being medically taken care of. You could probably beat this with just a simple injection of fluids. An IV of fluids is probably what you need. Some vitamin C, orange juice, stuff like that. Simple stuff to build up your immune system to fight this off. But see, they can't even get a lot of that stuff over there because their government, which turned to socialism, or, in China, they're not really socialism, but it's a dictatorship over there. And, your government tells you what to do. And what does the government need to be able to tell you what to do? They need population control. They're not going to give you the best of services. It's what makes our democracy so great. And when they start trying to change the way our healthcare system works and it's not for the better, that's when it gets scary. And when you got Bernie Sanders sitting there talking about socialism, this is what socialism is like all the time, guys. If you want this all the time, vote for Bernie. Look over at Venezuela, see how they're living. That's what Bernie's trying to bring here. That's exactly. He can try to say that's a different form of socialism. There's only one form of socialism. That's it. Eating your pets and no toilet paper for real. Yes, ATMs is very nasty. Very nasty. I wash my hands so much they can be seen from space, Betty says. McDonald's has toilet paper. Bilo has it. And I hate to tell people that because I'm scared they'll go over there and just ransack them. I needed toilet paper. I truly needed toilet paper. And I walked around. I seen they had a bunch on the cat. There were some people in there. So I walked around Bilo about 5 times. I was ready to go, but I was like, well, I'm going to wait, make sure all these people get it, whatever. I'm not in no huge need for it, but we are starting to get low. And, I buy toilet paper for my store and for the house. And walked around, nobody's bought any toilet paper. Same amount of toilet paper still sitting there, so I grabbed the thing. Grab one. Yeah, I mean, come on. It's stupid, guys. It's so stupid. And people with common sense really knows that it's stupid. Universal healthcare. There you go, Vicky. I couldn't think of the name of it. Universal healthcare. That's exactly right. It's terrible. It's awful. The only place that it has been semi-successful is in Canada, but the reason it works in Canada is because Canada allows all medication. You can take pretty much anything there. They don't have a restriction like they do here in America. They don't really have an FDA there. They do have, don't get me wrong, they don't allow just any medicine to be put on the shelf. But all these experimental drugs that Trump is trying to replicate from Canada, like these experimental drugs, that's why Canada has such a great healthcare system, because they can get these, experimental drugs, and they're saving people's lives and they're increasing their quality of life. Lori says, I heard Mitch McConnell today talking today about having Ilhan Omar removed from Congress due to her anti-Semitic rhetoric about Israel. Nobody deserves to be gone more than her. Wendy says Walmart's the devil in my Waterboy voice. It's the devil. Vicky says plus Canadians come to U.S. for surgery. Yeah, now that's true. They do. Now, as far as surgeons go, stuff like that, now, yes, they do. They come down here for that. But when it's time for medication and stuff like that, you'll see a lot of people who are trying to smuggle drugs from Canada into America because America won't allow a lot of those drugs, but they work. But the FDA won't approve a lot of them, which is a little shady. If you see us being human trialed and it's working in another country, what's wrong with us? What's wrong? Let that be my choice. That's what Trump said when he was talking about experimental drugs. He said, give you that choice. Don't take it away from me. Give you that choice. And I can't agree more. I'm an adult. I know what the risks are. If I take this pill, it may kill me. It may not make me any better, but it could cure me. Let me make that choice. Let me go back up here. I want to get an update from Dana on that. On that buggy situation. She said that they was bringing out more, but she just walked up to our buggy and snatched our toilet paper. That is crazy. You're touching other people's stuff. Don't do that. That's how you get hurt. That's how you get in fights. That's how you get, you can get killed over something so silly. I was watching the First 48 earlier, and a guy got shot on his porch because his girlfriend went out there and busted a tail light on another dude's vehicle. And he got shot and killed for a $20 little cover over the back of his car. Come on. Big Pharma. That's right. Absolutely. I'm very disappointed that Patty has not commented on here. I am so disappointed. All these people commenting and Patty ain't done jukity. I bet so, Dana. That's it. It may not be yours yet, but it's in your buggy. You're going to purchase that item. It is pretty much your property at that point. People just, that's why I don't like going to Black Friday. Like, I'll go to Best Buy. It seems like Best Buy has a good quality of customers. They're not stupid. When we were up there on Black Friday, everybody was calm. Nobody was breaking in front of others, but it's also the way Best Buy handles it too. But people are calm there. You know, they didn't get what they come for. Oh well, I'm gonna walk over here and look at this TV over here. I'll just get this one. They're so calm. You know, I don't know. That's probably the best thing, Dana. A lot of people think that you're being a coward. You're being a whatever. I'm not even gonna say the word. When you decide to walk away, that is not being a coward. That is being the bigger person, a grown person. You know, I, okay, I'll go here. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. It's probably yesterday. What's the day? Friday? Yeah, it was yesterday. It was the day of the show. One of those, you know, I'm not going to call him a friend. He's not a friend. But a guy that knows me, you know, he posted what Jamie said about me on his page, and he called me that. So I messaged him. I'm like, dude, seriously? I mean, you know me, and you know the situation of what happened. I said, are you serious? And me and him, he called me. He was a man. He called me, and I'm like, great. You know, I'm ready to talk about this. So me and him are talking, getting heated, and for a split second, he was like, well, man, yeah, I've shared it. What you going to do about it? I'm like, so you're asking me, you're 35 and I'm a 35-year-old man. You're asking me to pretty much come over there. Let's fight because of something you put on Facebook. I said, dude, I'm not going to fight you for something that stupid. I'm not going to jail for something like that. You fucking stupid. You freaking stupid. Sorry. Are you stupid? I'm not doing that. And then he was like, well, I don't want to fight either. I said, well, you know, you shouldn't have said that. Why say that? That's not going to fix anything. I said, I'm just trying to find out why you are sharing that. First off, do you know how insane this dude is that you're following? And afterwards, he apologized. He took it down. He apologized. I apologized. And it was good. Because you know why? Because we talked it out and it was done. But see, a lot of people don't do that no more. They just rather fight like teenagers in high school. They would just rather do that. And it's stupid. It settles nothing. If anything, it makes it worse. Because 9 times out of 10 now, when the person gets beat up, they get their feelings hurt, they leave, they go get a gun, and they come back. And what turned into a bad situation is now a terrible situation. Oh, man. Insulin in U.S. costs $500 or more. In Canada, it's $30. Exactly. It's ridiculous. Medicine in Canada is outstanding. Surgery in Canada, not so good. Because they don't have big pharma up there. So those doctors don't make any money like they do down here. That's why we have the best surgeons, because they make tons and tons of money. That's why you see a lot of doctors, they'll go overseas and get their doctorate degree, and they'll come back over here and work. That's why you see a lot of foreigners, and I'm not being offensive or nothing. That's why you see a lot of foreign doctors. Because they go over there, it's cheap for them to get their training. And then when they come back over here, they're well qualified, but it's just cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. And they come back over here, and they don't have to worry about these huge amounts of student debt. They don't have to worry about all that. And they're living a life of luxury. They earned it. They still had to do a lot of studying and a lot of work, but, you know. Kelly says it's literally all my kids eat. I buy 1 box a week. We are out. I mean, who the crap is hoarding all the ramen noodles? Oh, my God. Wendy says, look, I got a lot of pent-up anger, Kyle, Brandon. Like, at this point, I ain't had a boyfriend in like 3 to 4 years. I will have to not be grown because I will slap a God bless. It's getting rough, huh? I understand, man. Hey, adults have needs. You know, they and when those needs aren't being satisfied, whether it's food or anything else, you're going to be ill. You ever seen somebody who doesn't eat for a little while, like Patty? Good God, if she doesn't eat, she is, poof. And you know, you get ill. You get ill. Oh, Patty told me that. I just now seen the message where Patty told me that the stream is freezing. Is it freezing real bad, guys? I did not know. Let me check my internet speed here. Let's see what's going on. It is it's pretty strong. Looking pretty strong here. Let me know, guys. How's that stream doing? If anybody's having issues, please let me know. I definitely want to get this taken care of before the next show with John. But my internet looks great. Maybe it was her phone. It was probably her phone. Right, Wendy. Just get mad at everything. Brandon, which he had the worst luck today. Oh my God. Brandon wanted me to fast with him for 2 days. I'm like, I know fasting's good for you. You stop all your intake, all your calories, and you burn off, double the calories in 2 days without eating. I said, but dude, it makes your head hurt. It makes my head pound. Like right now, my stomach's growling. My head's starting to hurt. I can't imagine doing 2 days without eating. That would be tough. I ain't saying I couldn't, but that could be tough. But today he's on the way. He's going to see his baby in Columbia. He's talking to me on his way down there. He's like, oh man, tire just went flat. He said, man, let me call you back. He wasn't mad. He was just like, man. So he puts his spare tire on, calls me back, and he calls me back. He said, man, I just got down the road a little bit. He said, my spare tire just blew. He lost 2 tires in the middle of Columbia. So he didn't have a good afternoon. And maybe that happened for a reason. You'd like to think that, but he's stuck in Columbia for the night. Usually tonight's our night where we kind of play games like little kids and get to hang out for a little while. But he's unfortunately stuck probably not to him. He gets to be with his baby, but he's down there in Columbia for the night, and hopefully get him 2 new tires tomorrow. But make sure y'all check your tire pressures. Tire pressure that's going to get you before a nail or anything else. If your tire pressure is low, your rim it's not going to sit on your rim, and it's going to start to tear up your tire, and it's going to blow. I had that happen to me twice because I refused to stop and put air in my tire when that little light comes on. You got to get out, put that light. You got to get that in your tire. Otherwise, it's going to shred because it can't hold up the weight of the car. Oh, bless your heart, Dana. Trying to be on a liquid diet since Tuesday due to major oral mouth surgery. Hopefully tomorrow I can eat solid food, but it has to be salt-fed. Get you mashed potatoes, man. Get you some mashed potatoes. Get you some chicken stew. But you already said that you were on a liquid diet, so you probably already was doing that. Here goes Brandon sending me stuff. A bunch of junk. Looks like everything's good. Yes, and Brandon, David? Yes. What cuss words did he use? He actually did not cuss. He started laughing, which is a great way to handle it. I started laughing. I'm like, dude, do you need me to come get you? God dang it. I hate to go all the way to Columbia on a Friday, but I'm like, dude, if you need me, I'll come get you. But he's like, no, I'll just call a tow truck, and I'm not too far, and but yes, I've done told him he's got to change his lifestyle. He's driving all the way to Rock Hill to get his hair cut. I'm like, dude, you're passing 900 barbers that can do the same job. That's a lot of miles on your tires in that truck. That poor truck. He's got a great truck, and he's just killing it. I'm morphing to pure evil without food. Exactly. Because that's a need. You got a need. And like, you got to be careful how I word it, because I don't want to offend nobody, and I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. But when you're an adult, we all know we have needs, and like God, I got to be careful how I do this. Like women will give women, and even men will give women trouble, but not so much men. They still do, but not as much. Like, if a woman's single and she chooses to be single, and she's not really dedicated to a guy, she's just single and she's handling her needs. I'll put it that way. She's handling her needs, whatever. People give her a lot of trouble on that, but I'm like, you know what? If that's the life that she wants, I mean, that's not even a life. I mean, if that's just what she wants. She don't want to be tied down. It's their life, and it's a need. And, it's just human nature, like food, water, that, and the other things that you need. And, I just see a lot of people who always want to rush to judgment on other people. Quit that. Let these people live their lives. You're not their parent. You don't judge them. Don't worry about them. Worry about yourself. Don't worry about them. Because one day you may be in that position to where you do something that's not society accepted or whatever, and you're going to be the one getting hammered. And nobody deserves to be hammered if they've done something in their personal life. I don't care what it is, unless it's illegal, like murder, you rape somebody, you something like that. But if you've cheated on your wife, listen, that's personal. Nobody needs to know about that. That is not a public consumptional thing, unless you put it out there. If look, I cheated on my wife. I mean, that's stupid. I don't think anybody would do that. But I'm saying that is not something that the public needs to know about, and honestly, the public doesn't need to even care about. Well, people love to share it, and they love watching these couples arguing, on Facebook and all that. And I'll tell you this too. People who like to share private conversations, that to me is not cool. Not cool at all, especially when there's not any like threats or harm or anything. Like I say, as long as it's not something tremendously bad, but like there could be a conversation being had, and you may piss off one person by saying something, not really bad, but then you just out that conversation out there. I do not agree with that. I don't like that. That conversation was made for private, and unless there was something, like I say, illegal in that conversation, it needs to stay private. It should stay private. You're trying to paint an image of a person being a terrible person or something like that, when you yourself probably have some messages that, if they were shared, would make you look probably worse. You get what I'm saying? People just need to start using this up here a little bit instead of their phone, too busy. Scrambled egg sandwich. Oh my God, that sounds so good. I'm so hungry. If a scrambled egg sandwich is sounding good to me, I'm hungry, but that is good. Deviled egg sandwiches are good too. Timothy said, anybody think the way the Democrats have acted trying to impeach President Trump? Oh yeah. Can take over by the Republicans are also winning state. Listen, you don't see many Republican commercials, do you? Who do you think owns, who do you think is backing Democrats? A lot of the media. People who own the medias, a lot of them back Democrats. So who stands to gain in this situation? Always ask yourself that. Who stands to gain? Tammy says, I think most women are evil when they're hungry. I think most people are evil when they're hungry. It's called safe. It's called safety because STDs hate people single. That's it. I mean, you're being safe. Then I don't care if you got a line coming out the front door and you got one walking in the front and one walking out the back. I don't care. That is you. That's your life. If that's what makes you happy, because there are so many reasons in this world to not be happy. And then they want to put you on these freaking suicide pills. And when you get on them, you can't get off of them. And then if you happen to mistake them, or if it doesn't agree with your system, you could commit suicide because it's messing with your head. If that is what makes you happy, that is what makes you happy. And you should do what makes you happy. One time I went to the doctor and he wanted to put me on depression pills because I was having a problem with my throat. It always felt like my throat was being closed in, like all the time. And he didn't care about what was causing it. He only cared about handling the symptoms, which was me panicking. And it was really had me depressed. And he wrote me depression pills, and that's it. Sent me out the door. That's it. So about a month later, when I had my checkup, I didn't take the pills. I actually went and seen a ENT. We tried some other things, and guess what? My throat got better. what it was, I had a scratch in my throat and I was drinking sodas and it was swelling it up. So guess what? I stopped. The swelling went down. My throat went back to normal size, I guess. I did have to have my throat stretched eventually, but it went back down and I was fine. Depression's gone. You know, this doctor got mad at me. I'm not going to say who he is. He's a whatever. He got mad at me for not taking those pills. I even gave them to him. I brought them in to give them to him. He said he couldn't take them. I told him, I said, I don't need these. I didn't take them. They might even still be in the house maybe. I don't even know. But that's the problem. That's the problem. We're just trying to treat the symptoms instead of trying to actually find a way to make yourself happy in any way without having to worry about freaking society. Don't worry about them. They don't pay your bills. And if you get into a place where you're hooked on pills, are you thinking that society is going to come help you? No. Then they're going to judge you for taking that. Don't worry about society. You worry about yourself. Make yourself happy in any way that you feel like is the way it should be, as long as it ain't illegal. Lori said, don't air your dirty laundry. I think that's too late for that if you're talking about me. I know, I am so hungry. And Dana, I hate that. My mom was going through the same thing. She had some oral mouth surgery as well, and she's not able to eat really solid foods. Her mouth's real sore, so I understand. That's right, Lori. That's exactly right. Yes, Jessica, that's exactly right. Because, you know, Stephen, a guy that my mom was dating one time, he had real bad migraines. He could not ever shake those headaches. And the only way he really could handle them was he drunk. It was the only way he could handle the pain. And he had depression medicine. Well, they put him on some new ones. And he mixed that with alcohol. And he ended up taking his own life. So it's very possible. And it's not good. They're suicide pills. You look at anybody that takes or has taken their life, suicide, a lot of them were on that medication. And honestly, a lot of people who commit suicide, if you look, a lot of them were drinking when they did it because they mixed it with those pills, drunk it. It made them crazy enough to actually do the deed. Just so people know that Facebook got me for the women hungry comment. Oh, me. Sam, no, I'll tell you the truth. I'm not sure if it's my router. It's probably my router that I have in here, but no, it's good. It's good, man. It's crazy. Y'all will get crazy in here. Or can you do a food in a blender? Yeah, I mean, Betty, that's a good question to her. Especially that's a good way to get you some good vitamins too. I do that. I do fruit blenders sometimes, and I put kale in there, and I'll put protein powder in there. Put it all in there. A lot of good vitamins, and you blend it up, and you can't taste that stuff. Apple cider vinegar, put it in there. You can't taste it. And man, I'll tell you what, you gotta get it in your system now. You gotta stay consistent at it. But man, talking about it making you feel good, clears up your skin, you feel good, you got energy, but you gotta stay consistent, which I am not. I'm good at. I don't do it consistently, but when I do, man, I feel good. And I guess I start to feel so good that I'm like, all right, I don't need that no more. And then I get back into the slump, and I'm like, I guess I need to do that again, and I have to start all the way over. Stupid. Lord. Yeah, that comment was about the part of keeping info private. That's why I say don't dare your dirt. Exactly, because somebody's got something probably on you just waiting to be exposed, you know? So just, be courteous to people. Don't try to shame them for something. Drink V8 juice. You know, is that the one that has a lot of the tomatoes in it, or is that the other juice? Because I, I'm not big on tomatoes. I don't know if that's the same thing or not. It could be different. Good gracious, Dana. You're going through it, ain't you? Whoo, Amanda. Dry sockets, that's the worst thing, man. Oh my God, the pain. The pain. Chad got dry socket when he had his tooth pulled, I think. And his stupid self went outside and he's smoking. I'm like, Chad, you can't smoke. Well, the dentist said I could. I said, Chad, you can't smoke. You're sucking. And when you suck, you can create it. And guess what? He got a dry socket because he's freaking hard headed. I can't believe the doctor told him he could do it. Yeah, if that's what it is, it's hard for me to drink that tomato stuff, man. I can't. I like fruit, good fruit, natural fruit. Blended up, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, Jane, and nobody. You should never be judged for anything, regardless. I get judged a lot for what I have to take, so I can halfway function due to bad health. God knows I had rather not give the drug. Of course, who wants to give the drugstore all that money? Oops. Yeah, nobody should ever judge anybody. Tammy says, talking about the tooth, had to have it packed. Kyle, my wisdom teeth grew back underneath my back two teeth, and I had my wisdom teeth removed at 23. Whew. Jeez. Miller, I got an iron shot today, and now my butt cheek hurts. Since we could I've had that when my hip was hurting. I think I pulled a muscle. They put a shot in mine. Man, burn. Woo-hoo. Hurts, man. Hurts bad. That is like, I mean, it will go away, but man, oh man, it hurts. But let's see. Just checking out, seeing if there was anything I've missed today. Anything? Don't think so. I hate it when I'm doing that and it's dead air. Um, but well, I am hungry now, thanks to y'all. Yeah, dry socket is no fun, none at all. Hey Ashley, oh my God, it's 12:16. Good gracious, man! I tell you, I lose track of time when I do this on a Friday. I'm serious. I lose all track of time. But I do. I got to get home. Got some groceries I got to get put up and go enjoy my night. I'm going to try to. Don't forget, guys, also, the mailbox store will be closed next week. I probably will reopen it Friday. I was going to take the whole week off, but I'll probably reopen it Friday. But I'm going to take a week off, try to enjoy myself, hopefully have a good time and just rest. I hope anyways. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I see where that messed up there. But guys, I enjoyed it. Yeah, good morning. Exactly. Oh my goodness. The heck. Yeah, y'all enjoy it. Y'all have a good night. Marcia says, Kyle, say a prayer for me tonight. I'm having to put up with crazy Wendy Miller tonight. Hey, I get it. I get it. It sounds like she's a handful tonight. And as it gets later in the night, the crazier they get, man. I'm telling you, it's just crazy. Thank you, Ron. Yeah, I enjoy this. I enjoy it. You enjoy your weekend as well, Ashley. I hope everybody has a good one. Y'all have a good night. I love y'all. We'll see y'all again Tuesday night. We'll have Mr. Sherfield on. Y'all take it easy. Thank you, Lori.